Hey guys, here's another one of my reviews. I got two more flashes for you. These are both hot shoe camera flashes that I use off camera. We got the Yongnuo YN460 Mark II. This was my first manual flash that I used actually. And then we got the Vivitar 285. This is the non-HV. The HV is a lot more common, but it's, from what I can tell, I think it's pretty much the same thing. So we'll start with the Yongnuo. Obviously, like the other one, it comes with a case. It's nice, not protective at all, unless you drop it onto plush carpet. I mean, I can't see it really helping that much. So it's pretty standard. You got one full power down to 1/64 in full stop increments. Honestly, that's pretty much it. I mean, it feels and sounds pretty cheap. There's no zoom head. There's you do have two optical slave modes. Neither have I really used because I use remote triggers by the same company. So yeah, it's, you know, it offers good light. It's not too controllable, other than power, I guess, which compared to the 560 is not controllable. Like, this is not controllable anywhere near as much as the 560. Yeah, I mean, it's got, you know, diffuser, I guess you could call it, even though it really doesn't do that much, I guess. I don't really use it. If I was shooting with it on camera, I'd use it more, but no. You can tell it's a little cheap. If you can't tell already, I prefer the 560 a lot more. And when I get home from school after the semester, I will actually be selling this and the Vivitar to fund another 560 or another two. Other than that, you got a plastic foot, and the battery door is pretty danky. Can't really, yeah, I guess there's not really much more to say. It's a good flash if you can find it cheap. It does the job for sure. If you can't find it for cheaper than $40, spend the extra money and get the 560. You will not regret it. I promise you. Moving on to the Vivitar. It's a lot bigger, as you can tell, than the 460 Mark II. It's actually bigger than the 560 also, slightly. Let's see if I can get that in the frame for you there. It's wider. I guess they're about the same length. Weight, about the same, but the Yongnuo 560 feels a lot better. So with this, I'm going to start out with what they did right. And they did quite a bit right that modern cheap flashes still don't do, and some even professional Canon, you know, EX flashes don't do either. So one of the main things that they did that the others don't have is they have a battery compartment holder thing. I don't know what you want to call it, but this would make it really easy, really quick to swap out batteries on location. You wouldn't have to make sure they're in the right order. Just throw one of these in your pocket. Second this is out, take it out, throw it in, done. Awesome feature. I wish the higher up companies would adopt it, but we'll see if that'll happen anytime soon. Next feature that's really cool. This is the power selector. You can take this off if you are using a battery pack, which attaches in there. Attach it to the battery pack, and then select it from there. So if you are shooting with this 10 feet up, every time you want to change power, you don't have to bring it down. You have it right there. Awesome feature. That's a feature that, you know, you see on a lot of the upper studio strobes where they'll have battery packs where you can choose the power from there. You don't see that usually on a $30 flash. Another good thing, though, that I'll say, the hot shoe, you can remove that, which is really nice. So if that breaks on a shoot, say the wind pushes your stand over and it breaks, instead of having to buy a whole new unit, you can just buy a replacement one of that. That's another thing they did well. And if you want to switch it, you can get a metal foot. So, you know, they came up with some really cool stuff that, you know, I really wish some of the other manufacturers would follow. Another cool feature is they have a distance chart, an aperture chart based on your ISO and the power setting. That's cool. I've never actually used it. Never really. I usually just, I don't know, you wouldn't call it plug and play, but I just get there, set a power that I think will work, and then shoot, and then change settings from there. Now let's get to the bad. The bad, I mean, first off, it's really cheap. Doesn't go back at all, so vertical is as far as you can go. For me, that really doesn't matter. If you're shooting on camera, it will. The zoom is, again, cheap. I mean, it works. You know, you can see, I believe it's a Fresnel lens in there that changes it up. And I mean, it works, I guess. I mean, they just say wide, normal, and tele for telephoto. Doesn't really tell you what focal length that's at, but what can you do? Unlike the other ones that have stop controls, you've got full power, half power, fourth power, and then it jumps 2 stops to 1/16 power. Kind of annoying. Don't really know why they did that. It's another reason I really never use this. The only time I bring this on a shoot is when I think I might need 3 strobes, though I never ever end up using it. I usually just have it as a battery holder. I guess that's pretty bad. Another thing I don't like about this, just take a listen here as it powers up. So it definitely has one of the old sounds, and when you do a full pop, you're going to get that again. Again, I mean, if you're shooting an event that you want it to be quiet, that's obviously not something you want, which this flash wouldn't be for that anyway, because the head does not rotate at all. It just up and down. So this is pretty much strictly an off-camera flash. Another bad feature, some of them, depending when they were made, because these flashes have been in production for quite some time, depending when they were made, you need to check with a voltmeter how much voltage is running through this at a given time between pops. While you pop it, just make sure it doesn't go over, I believe it's somewhere around 10 volts or something. I really don't know the specifics. There's a bunch of articles online for that. If it's much over that, or if it's over that at all, don't use it on your camera. It could fry pretty much everything, which is not something you want. And finally, the last thing I will say is if you're using this with a newer flash, like the 460 or the 560, the color temperature out of this is slightly different than the other two. It's warmer, which again is another reason I don't use it, because I don't want to have to go into post and fix all that up. There's just no reason to. Being said, like I said earlier, I will be selling this definitely in the near future to fund another 560. It's just a better flash, feels better, you can control it better. If you think this is right for you, I mean, it's a cheap flash, great power. It probably has more power than the 560. So if you're planning on shooting a lot in the sun, it is a good flash for that, for sure. And it's decently solid. So hope that helps. Go for the 560, because that is probably the best flash under $150 out there. Go with that unless you think there are specific reasons that you'd like this or the 460 Mark II. Thanks. Hey guys, visit my blog at lukeschneiderphotography.blogspot.com. Check out my other reviews and rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for stopping by.